Hey guys, so today I just wanted to give you a quick update on the makeup organization project that I'm working on. I have picked up a couple of things lately to help me organize my cosmetics so that I can actually find what I have, use what I have, and stop repurchasing things over and over again that I already have. So like I said, I picked up a couple different things. Some are working really well and some are just okay. And I wanted to do a quick review of this product here. This is the Tabletop Organizer that you can purchase from QVC. I think it's Lori Greiner who makes it. And I will put the information below with the link to it so that you can check it out. You can see all the reviews that are currently on the QVC website if you're interested at all. You can also see the dimensions because this, first thing I can tell you off the bat is it does take up a pretty decent amount of tabletop space. And for me, it's just not going to work for what I need. Now, I'll tell you why I bought it first. Some of the other organizational products that I've gotten have worked really well for some of my smaller items in organizing them. My problem came in when I had some of my bigger products and some of my foundations. And then also the other thing that appealed to me is if you look at this space right here, it goes all the way straight through. And I'll show you on the other side, which is really good to put some of my everyday palettes in. I have loads and loads of palettes and they get stacked up in a drawer and I probably don't reach for them again for months. So I want a good way to organize my palettes and be able to use them more often. So those are my pros for this, is that you do see that some of the areas will allow you to put larger items in it, and then there's this one right here where you can put even taller items in it. Like my Mac Fix Plus, there's even more room if you had something that was taller than that. And then the top here, if you see, is also for organization. It does come out, it is removable, not really sure why, but it is. And the top section is really meant for brushes or lipsticks, and I have some like tube products, some tinted moisturizer and stuff like that stuck in it right now, and I'll explain why in just a second. Okay, so first of all, my first problem with it, if you look here, it would be a huge design plus if they would have made this lip right here higher, especially for these areas where you're putting in taller items. If it had come up to about here or something like that, that would be a lot better. Simply because the first problem I noticed that I was having is I put quite a few different products in here, some foundations, some tinted moisturizers, some primers. This is an Estee Lauder Spotlight product. Anyway, and another thing that I put in here that I have stuck on top right now is this Stila Illuminizing Tinted Moisturizer. And I had this in here, I had removed a couple of these and put this in here because it's a taller product and it fit fine. But even when I was turning this gently, this particular product and a couple others that I have up top went flying out. It didn't matter how fast or how slow I turned it, almost every single time. It probably fell out 6 times before I lost it and put it up on top, because that's just not going to work. So those are some of my biggest problems with it. If it had a larger lip right here, then that would be really great. Another problem that I have with this particular product is that it's nice to have these slots in here. It'd be great if you could remove it and adjust them, because some of my palettes are thinner. Like if you look on this side, I have some smaller, thinner palettes, and be able to adjust it for some thicker palettes I couldn't put in there, or compacts. The other thing that drives me crazy is that if you have something that's round, every time you move this thing, it's gonna, you see that? Not the biggest deal, but it's annoying. So you can fit, I have 5 different compacts here, and then there's slots for 5 compacts here. And to give you an idea of what does fit is this is like my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, so those will fit in there fine. Another issue that I have though is that some of my square palettes, like this one right here, not palettes, compacts, I keep saying palettes. This is my Laura Mercier Illuminizer, and it fits fine, but my Tarte highlighter does not. It is just a tad too tall for this little center section back here. Sorry, I know I just stuck my finger in the way, you can't see anything, but this particular compact, when I put it in, I have to set it in here and kind of shove it a little bit so that it makes that top portion here rise up, and then you see it fall back down, which is not a big deal because it's just a slight bit, but I haven't filled this either, so I imagine it'll be heavier once it's full. It'll probably rattle everything around when I have to put it in and out. It may cause things to knock out depending on how they're up there, that sort of thing. So it works well for some of your shorter compacts, but if you have a Laura Mercier compact, that's probably as tall as you can get in here. And then, let's see, these areas are really good for foundations. That's another reason I picked it up, because I really wanted some of those. These particular sections are not as tall, obviously, as the ones here. And the reason there's nothing in it is because I've had a really hard time finding products that I own that will fit in here correctly. Like I have, I guess to give you an idea, I have some sample products. And if you see here, this is just like a little sample of the argan oil, right? Yeah, Josie Maran's argan oil, and it's not short enough to fit in here. And this is just a little bottle. And then to give you another idea, here's a nail polish, won't fit in here either. I could probably stack some things like that, but it's probably more suited for maybe eyeshadows. But even if you put eyeshadows in here, if you have round compacts or anything like that, it's going to be very difficult to stack them or to put them in here because they will rattle all over the place and probably fall out. So, I mean, I could probably put some sponges in there, like a sponge, because again, this lip's not very tall, but yeah, like none of my like little mini sample size things even fit. So that's kind of a bummer because this is all wasted space unless I could come up with a bunch of things that I could stick in there, but I guess like I could put something like that. My Clinique Moisture Surge will fit in there, but I probably have room for like one other thing here, so that's about it. So these lower profile things will fit. Let's see, that's probably about it as far as what I think of the product. I think it's probably a really good option if you don't have a lot of cosmetics, that you could probably fit all or most of your cosmetics in here. I picked this up primarily to be able to fit like my foundations and things with higher profiles than the other organization system that I have, but I've since found another option for these. And to try to put a lot of my everyday stuff, so I just have all of my everyday stuff in one rotating system instead of in the other system that I'm using, but it's just, I think for the amount of space that it takes up on my desk, I just have better options to be able to utilize. Now, I'm still kind of stumped for some of my larger items like this, my Double Wear tinted moisturizer, and even my foundations as to what I'm going to do with that. So if you guys have any ideas for foundations, the only thing I've come up with is just to have kind of like a little organization caddy and just stick them all in there or something like that, which would be fine. So that may be the case. And I guess my MAC Fix Plus and stuff like that might just sit out on my desk by themselves. I'm not really sure about my BB creams yet. But anyway, that is my thoughts on this system. Like I said, I think I paid $30 to $35 for it. So for the price you pay, it probably will fit a lot of your cosmetics, and it may be a good answer to some of you that have been looking for some organization, especially if you have palettes and you just don't know what to do with that. I really did like this particular section because you could add anything in here. I mean, nail polishes in here, all that stuff would fit. You could stack up things in there. I even have one of these Urban Decay things that'll fit in here. So that particular space is really nice. And I do like the organization on top as well. But like I said, it's just not going to work for me. So I'm going to go ahead and send it back. The one last thing I will say is that this is plastic. I don't know if you could tell from the rattling, but in the pictures, it definitely looks like wood. Now, I read the reviews and I did know that this was plastic, but this is really, really thin plastic. This is, I don't want to say cheap plastic, but it feels very low quality. I'm not trying to be negative about it. I just think even when you use plastic, there's some thicker or more durable plastic that you could probably use. And these right here could eventually break. I mean, they're not super thin. They don't move when I push on them or anything. But I was just surprised at, you know, the, I guess, level of quality of this. I think it is probably on par for the price, but it definitely could have been better. So that's that. So I'm going to go ahead and send this back, and I'm going to pick up some more of the other things that I've been using for my storage and organization, try to come up with some other ideas. If you guys have any nifty tricks and tips for organization, I would love to know. I have been looking through lots of videos and just reading lots of different blogs on ideas for organization, and there are some great creative people out there that come up with some just awesome tips that are total lifesavers. So if you know of any of them, pass them along. If they're beauty related or anything, any kind of tip that I have kind of those aha moments where I see some things and I'm like, why didn't I think of that? So if you have any of those why didn't I think of that tips, I would love to know, because I would really like to put together a video of some of those. Sorry, some of these are really dirty. Anyhow, I am going to sign off for now, and I will show you the rest of my storage organization and all of that as soon as it's completed. I know that it's such a teaser because I keep talking about it, but I haven't shown you. But it'll be worth the wait, I promise. Okay, so talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching my video. Bye.